Hello guys. We're investigating a new potential vector of attack on Windows. This text has been making the rounds. I've seen it on 4chan the first time. Now it's on Facebook when I googled it. Apparently there's a Microsoft exe called msbuild that is a lolbin, living off the land binary, which is an exploit that can be used because Windows has it fully signed and lets it through. So basically the exploit lives entirely inside of something that's supposed to happen on your computer. Now it's a lot of work to check all of this, obviously, since there's like one a day these days. So instead of doing that, I have Task Companion, the local AI on this machine, which is here using Cloud Opus 4.6, to investigate the problem. It has immediately started by reading the text and calling the relevant MCPs, which in this case is desktop commander, allowing you to control the computer. Once it has desktop commander, it scanned for the vulnerability on this machine, analyzed the outputs over multiple tool calls, detected some risk level moderate, exposed but not covered. So yeah, this machine is exposed. We have the msbuild.exe, as most Microsoft machines do. In fact, there's 6 copies of it. Wow. Thank you, Microsoft, for this incredible housekeeping. These are stock.NET Framework installations. It's not in path, so it can't be invoked with a bare msbuild command, but attackers don't need that. They bundle their own renamed copy or call the full path. Active compromise indicators clean, so we haven't been exactly compromised according to Companion, not that it can detect. It's not 100%, so I don't trust it every time, but there's no prefetch. There's no renamed copies, there's no .cs project in temp, so defensive posture weak. Okay, yeah, basically Windows Defender is not going to help us with this because it's a fully signed executable, which makes it the lolbin. So there's really nothing that's going to protect us if somebody sends me a PDF with this bundled into it as a command. They would be able to immediately escalate control on this machine. Visual Studio is installed. I don't know why it didn't detect it. So priority 1 block msbuild.exe execution. This is not super ideal. Don't always follow what the AI is saying without hesitation, because in this case, it's probably a bunch of Microsoft functions that are going to rely on it, maybe updates. So you might end up breaking your machine if you just follow the AI's instructions, which is not ideal. I have SysMonitor. And this one won't help because msbuild itself will not establish any outgoing connections. It will install something that will. Okay, look, I'm not sure I agree with your recommendations because if I block it, I will break some processes on Windows. And if I firewall it, it will just drop something else that I haven't firewalled. And monitoring is not exactly what I want to achieve. I would need, I think my preferred strategy in this case is going to be to take an antivirus detection approach. Let's just make a little program that runs a startup that will immediately warn us by throwing up an alert. How would it throw up the alerts? Let's figure that out. If it is accessed by something, I think detection of access or detection of views here would be the optimal path. And the ASR rule make perfect sense. I will restart companion as admin because I don't think this was the, I don't think that the companion was started as admin. Takes a while for it to be transcribed, but it's pretty magical that it works. Thank you very much to Handy. If you guys, we put voice in companion, but honestly we don't need it anymore because Handy is so good. It's this app, Handy, handy.pc, I believe. Oh, there's an update available. Absolutely amazing app. I recommend it to everyone. Let me close this. Close companion, restart as admin. Wait. Ibrahim, you still with us?
Yeah.
Any comments?
Yeah, so far it's going good.
And I have multiple applications of this kind that run a startup for multiple holes that exist in Windows. Another one that is incredibly frustrating is the BITS, Background Intelligent Transfer Service. It's basically the hacker service built into Microsoft. I highly recommend you monitor that one. All right, that sounds pretty good. I think the most effective way to notify me will be to create a warning file directly in my downloads. If it's that, well, the problem is that I won't. Yeah, no, I think you're right, a pop-up, but do make sure we test it. So create the thing, let's start it up, and then we're gonna run a test, please. Oh, and make sure it runs the startup. I think I said that twice. Ibrahim, why no camera? You don't want to be seen on the internet?
Yeah, exactly.
How are we going to advertise our product if you don't even want to show your face?
Wait, where is the desktop now?
Well, that didn't work. Just after I praised. But you can go and get them back, yeah. So I'm literally patching Windows in real time here with an AI. It's a vulnerability that they haven't patched, and well, I can't block it exactly, but I can definitely detect it and trace the attack chain pretty quickly if it happens, which will allow me to block whatever it dropped. Now I think we're going to add Cloud Code for, right now when I ask Companion to create a little application, it just creates it by himself. But it's not quite as good as Cloud Code, so I think we're going to use Cloud Code as a sub-process of Companion for those tasks. What do you think about that, Ibrahim?
Yeah, like using a specialized agent is better than a generalized one for example, coding. Cloud Code will do a better and efficient job at it.
Right, right.
And it's cheaper as well, so
Yeah, that too.
you get a 50x discount.
Although I have to say Companion has become much cheaper. Like, not in this case because we're using Opus, but when I use Gemini, $100 will last for a month. So it's more or less the same.
Yeah.
Because the $20 Claude on the new restrictions is not that generous, honestly.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you compare apples to apples, then it is cheaper. If you use Opus here and Opus here, it will be 50 times cheaper in Cloud Code.
Yeah. No, I'm not claiming it's not, but I will claim that if you use the cheaper version from Entropic and don't care about your tokens, you're never going to learn how to manage your tokens efficiently.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem, and that's where we really, because obviously no one can code a program correctly on the first try. So the problem is that instead of editing the file, it now has to recreate the file and waste a lot of tokens, and that's where we want to improve it by adding Cloud Code to it, which is now a lot of the. I think there's a free version of it, by the way. I don't know if we want to use that one though, because I mean they leaked it, but the leaked version will never be upgraded. So
yeah,
I would much rather use the official one and teach Companion to install and call it and log into it, and that way we don't need it gets upgraded by itself. All right, that's pretty cool. It's a scary pop-up, huh?
Yeah.
MS-build escape is detected, similar to the detection, process MS-build escape, PID 0. I don't know why the PID is 0. It's weird. Maybe it wasn't detected correctly. MS-build guard is running. There you go. Wow. Okay. Let me see this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it also generated a log.
What is going wrong here? So, if you're looking for a way to secure your machine against external threats, I would say that having an AI such as OpenClaw, Companion, Agent Zero running locally while itself an enormous danger is absolutely necessary, because the threat environment is moving so fast that if you don't have that, you essentially need a human employee to secure a Windows machine. In fact, even large companies that have dozens or hundreds of human employees are sometimes unable to secure their Windows machines. It's not so much that Windows is bad or full of holes, is that it was never really designed for safety. It was designed for mass appeal. It has to be able to efficiently run billions of machines in the world and update them, and that requires a certain laxity in the security. Now, why would you want to secure your machine at that level? Even if you're not doing anything illegal, if you have any cryptocurrency on your machine, then you're definitely at risk. If you have any passwords stored on your machine anyway, you're definitely at risk. Any confidential files from clients for your company could be accessed and used to blackmail you. There's a million things on your machines, even in a completely legal use, that are threats to you if exposed to the public or to an attacker. And as more and more of the world moves online, criminality does as well. All right. That is a pretty cool warning, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why it changed
Yes,
it, but so early this morning we modified my DNS, and now we hardened my machine against a known exploit. And that's what you can achieve with Companion. Real-time detection, model alerts, tray icon. Oh, we have a tray icon? That is awesome. Look at this. That actually built an app for me in a few seconds for a few dollars. In case you're wondering about my security stack, I use Glasswire, ESET, AdGuard, and Proton VPN, as well as a number of personalized detection and protection mechanisms like this one, thanks to Companion. Now, Companion itself hasn't undergone red teaming yet. We're waiting for Mythos to come out, at which point we're going to run a AI red team attack on Companion and try to find all the vulnerabilities. So I have to say, use at your own risk. It's beta software at this point, and it's likely vulnerable in a number of ways. I would expect there's probably 50 ways to hack you through Companion itself. So this is something to keep in mind. Maybe install and uninstall if you're someone who's actually running a really high level security environment. Thank you for your attention.
Companion by AIOS.